go live, Ronald, you can start off.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Shall we?
Okay, just give me a second. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, we are live.
Okay. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. How are you all? How are you all guys doing today?
Fantastic. Little tired.
Okay. I think everybody is in the festive mood. So wishing you all a very, very happy Diwali and a wonderful day ahead this morning. Okay, so I think it's time that we also reflect on ourselves and try to see where we stand and how we, try to see ourselves in the current scenario. So let's understand the significance of this day. How many of you guys are movie buffs, especially Hindi movie buffs? Okay, so do you know what's an important day today, or any important event today?
Okay, birthday?
Yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan, yeah.
Oh, yay! Great. So, okay.
I remember things based on the zodiac signs. So yeah.
Okay. So, also, the first BBC TV service officially was launched on this day. Yeah. And, we all know about this very, very popular person, Arun Shourie. He too was born on this day. So, we all know this as general knowledge, but we also forget one very important event that happened few days ago. For Toastmasters, we completed 100 years. And which was that day when we completed 100 years? Can anyone from the new, not DTM Anita, not TM Prasad, any new person who can tell which day we completed 100 years of Toastmasters? Yes, Jaya.
November 24, I think.
No, this yet to
No,
come.
October 24. Sorry, October 24.
No, that's wrong.
It was last Saturday.
Okay, I think you can let them know.
Okay. So I'll let out the date. It was on 22nd of October, 2024 that we completed 100 years, and then we should be proud for ourselves that we belong to such an old and a distinguished club. Let's all clap for ourselves for being part of this wonderful Toastmasters club. Okay, so now you all are welcome to this 125th meeting of Newstart Toastmasters Club. We all follow some few ground rules. First and foremost, since we all attending from home, let's all keep ourselves in a place where you don't get disturbed from anything happening at home. Mobile phones on silent. Respect every speaker who comes on stage, and applaud them whenever they come on stage, and avoid talking among ourselves. Okay, today we don't have any venue, so don't need to keep anything spick and span. Just keep your house spick and span. That's it. Okay. So can we all repeat the Toastmasters club mission? Yeah. So can you all repeat it after me? Our club mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience.
A supportive and positive learning experience
in which members are empowered.
To
develop communication and leadership skills. Resulting in greater self-confidence. And personal growth. Yes. So, before I call upon our president, the most important person of our meeting today, let me just give a brief about our president. Our president is a postgraduate in remote sensing physics from Jawaharlal Nehru Technology University, has been an entrepreneur since 2014, mentor to teenagers in communication and personality development, introduced Toastmasters to more than 60 people in the past 9 years, winner of Triple Crown pin thrice, an international speech contest, an evaluation contest at division level in the past years couple of times, and she is also the proud founder of 4 Toastmasters Club, currently working on creating custom tools for Toastmaster meetings like the agenda. Now, for her, she is the best challenger for her own self. So let's put our hands together to welcome our president, Titiya Manita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ronald. Let's give a big round of thank you to our Sergeant at Arms, who's come online from all the way from, I think, Saudi, is it, Ronald?
Yeah, Saudi, that's right.
Yeah, Saudi. Fantastic. So this is one nice thing. The best part of being online is that you can just come online from any part of the world. So I think that's complimentary, especially for us who are all tired after hectic Diwali. Happy Deepavali to all of you here. Happy Graceful. It's the whole Kartik month for whoever follows it. So it's a very graceful month. So let's just go ahead and do all the right things during this period, like learning also. So yeah, the education drive is also one of the most important part of our life. So to begin with, one small thing that I would like to say is that I was just talking to our Sergeant at Arms before the meeting started, and we were kind of discussing the importance of not canceling meetings, come what may. Even if we are 2 people, 3 people, this is like for the future XCOM, for the current XCOM. We all strongly believe, I mean, it's a legendary thing that we follow, that canceling a meeting is something which is going to like drop your heart, make it very heavy, because all of us are investing in our time and let's say a little bit of our hard-earned money only to come here and learn a lot, because these 2 hours though look like only 2 hours, there's a lot that we are going to learn from these 2 hours, and we should not actually be escaping or kind of trying to see that we can catch up with this later. So today is today. Today is important. Now is very important. So keeping that in mind, we thought we'll go ahead with the meeting, though it's a very hectic period for most of us here. Now, moving ahead, one very important and vital thing that I've come across and I keep coming across often is that the James Clear thought, which is like, the Atomic Habits author. Anyone knows the most important first point that he had mentioned explicitly in his book or otherwise, which is being used across many speeches, many podcasts. Atomic Habits is more about habits. So what is that one particular thing that he spoke about habits, which is very important? Husni had already given a speech on this, if I'm not mistaken.
Take
But
actions.
he did say that. Who's that?
Jayashankar here.
Yeah, what was it, Jayashankar?
I was saying take actions. Take small steps.
Yeah. And?
And
Okay.
once
Take
you
action
continue,
for-
no, you can continue.
Okay.
Okay.
Baby
Yeah, so
steps,
if
baby steps on a day-to-day basis, and then eventually you will get there.
yes, yes. The gist is the same. The idea is very simple. What he said is every day, if you're going to make, just 1% change towards the better in yourself, by the end of the year, you will be 37 times a better person than what you are today. That's ridiculously a big number, right? But if you say, if you're just going, even 1%, not doing it or going behind, whatever you were doing, you have stopped doing that, you will get, it's like, you are a big time failure. You're not even what you are currently at the end of the year. So this is something which, struck my mind very clearly. And I said, be it a weight loss journey, a health drive journey, be it a reading journey, whatever it is, every day I'm going to only progress 1%. So if I can do, instead of 30 minutes exercise, if I can do 15 minutes exercise, I'm going to do that. This is something which came to my mind, struck me very strongly, and I've understood that these little tiny steps is definitely going to add, and it has been showing me great results in the past 2 months. So that's the only thing that I would like to say as a golden rule today is, in case you started something, you felt that it's needed for you, it could be looking at it because Newstart is something which promotes health and lifestyle. If you're looking at changing yourself by breathing every day consciously for 5 minutes while you're driving, let's say, or listening to anything which is good to your ears and to your mind every day, keep doing this. If not for 1 hour, do it for 5 minutes. That's like quite a difference. But then, yes, even that 5 minutes is going to add a lot of glory to your progress at the end of the year, and you will see yourself there. And I'm sure Toastmasters is a big time testimony to this particular rule, which is like we started, we've been consistent, all these people who've been consistent. I think Prasad can stand a testimony to this as well, along with me in this drive. We've all been consistently doing things the way we wanted to do it, by, of course, improvising it, sometimes improving it, sometimes unlearning it. And we do see that as a person also, there's a lot of change that we have undergone in the recent past. So keeping that in mind, let's keep doing that 1% progress, 1% progressive development in our lifestyle every day. On that note, with the power vested in me as the president of Newstart Toastmasters, I declare meeting number 125 open. So, welcome one and all, and I'm happy that you're all gathered here for this excellent meeting, which is going to not only, it's something which we are going to train you all on a contest line, but eventually the best part of Toastmasters is evaluation, because whenever you evaluate person and not judge a person, we're not doing evaluation of people, we're doing evaluation of people's speeches. Okay, so whenever you're evaluating, make it very sure that you're not evaluating a person, you're evaluating the person's speech, you're evaluating the person's presentation styles. So keeping in mind this particular aspect, there's so much that you can add to your own personality, to your own speeches as an ingredient. Whenever you tell it out, you're also doing it within. So keeping that in mind, I'm now going to bring on stage our immediate past president and a person who's always been the, there are people who don't come to the front and do a lot there, but there are people who stand at the behind, in the, behind the scenes, and promote the club, promote the journey as such to others, because they've been there and lived this. So that's one person I know of is Toastmaster Prasad. And Toastmaster Prasad is going to be our contest chair today. So this is a mock contest. He will explain you the rules. And before, I think Prasad, me and Toastmaster Paramjit Singh ji are going to be the, the evaluators come judges based on the ballot sheet. In between, I might call senior Toastmasters like Rajlakshmi, Rupesh, and yourself to just give us some more inputs, insights, because this is not something which we are trying to keep formal. We're going to keep it a little open so that we get good inputs from all of you for the betterment of our evaluation participants, if at all they're participating in the contest. So welcome to our area director, Toastmaster Paranjit Singh ji, a person who's been benevolent all the time to say
Thank
yes
you.
as far as we can. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
a lot.
Thank you very much. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Good day.
Very good day.
We have somebody
Good day.
by the name Sri Lakshmi over here. Is she a Toastmaster, or
Yeah,
is it somebody who's
she's the Toastmaster.
yeah?
She's our test speaker.
Perfect, perfect. Welcome, welcome, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi to Newstart Toastmasters meeting number 125. We'll keep you a mystery speaker as of now. So let's move ahead and with a thundering round of applause, let's welcome our contest chair, Toastmaster Prasad
Uh,
Karam.
and the first, sorry to interrupt. We have first this thing, right? We have
Yeah, word master.
education. No, this education.
Oh yeah, we have the session.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, all right. Quickly, trips. Now, education session is something which we're trying to keep it very formal. I'm so sorry. Yeah. We also have the word master. Do we have a word master today, Jay?
No, cancelled actually.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So if you don't have a word master, we'll quickly jump into the most important part for all those newbies and for people who would want a rewinding of what evaluation is. Today we are addressing evaluation from the contest point of view. And this is for the evaluators also, Paramjit Singh ji and Rajalakshmi, Rupesh. Rupesh also is going to participate. Rajalakshmi is not participating. But all those whom I'm going to invite just as a part of the panel evaluation later, the part that you all will be delivering majorly is that we will be evaluating each participant based on the contest judges ballot sheet. One. Second thing, we could also add more tips to them by evaluating from evaluation point of view for Toastmasters. So in Toastmasters, how evaluation is conducted, how it can be conducted better. Let's give them proper tips. If there's something nice, it's fine. We're not doing that nice part of it today. We're just going to be more focusing on the recommendations part today, where it can get better more specifically. All right. So let's quickly run through the education session here. I've tried to evaluate many, but being festival season, they are in India. So I'll take you all through this myself. Now, all of us are going to be evaluators in the contest, which is going to happen very soon in the month of January, I'm sure, at the area level and also at club level. Please understand when you're listening, first and foremost, when you're listening to the speech, what I would suggest can happen better is that during the speech, please listen to, just give me a second. Yeah, you need to do three very important things. I don't know if you can see the entire thing. On the top, there is strengths and there is suggestions. So this has got a little, okay, there's not much. Yeah, during the speech, understand one thing. There's going to be a speech first of 7 minutes by the test speaker. All through the speech, you're going to do a lot of hearing, that is listening, a lot of seeing, that is looking at the presentation style and the confidence levels and the attitude of the presenter, and feeling. If there's a story that can really be relatable, that is relatable, you need to feel about it. I mean, you need to tell us how you felt about it in your evaluation. So these are the three very important things that you're going to, important verbal things that you're going to be actually doing as an observationist. All right. So as you're listening to that person's speech, you're going to note down eventually across, I mean, when you're writing down the points that you've listened to, you're going to note down the strength over there. Okay, whether that was a strength or whether that was a weakness. So the person, if that person was talking all through with great confidence, but was kind of looking down or looking somewhere else, not addressing the entire audience, then what happens there is you saw something there, which is a confident speaker. However, the presentation part of it, the meeting part of it with the audience or the audience awareness is something which was missing. So that could go into the suggestions area. All right. So you have heard something which is actually an emotional story, but there's no connect happening because the person has not actually depicted an emotion. So you can talk about heard, and there you can put the strength over there and the suggestions over there. So this is for all the evaluators, mind you, when you're watching, you just have to, it's not necessarily you have to put it in this tabular column, but yes, if you could do something on this basis, you're more organized. What you heard, what you saw, what you felt. The speech is all about these three very important expressions. All right. Now, before you come for the contest, what is the prior prep that you need to do? Okay, at home. It's not like tomorrow is the contest, I'm going to sit today. It's like today onwards, you're going to start the prep if you're participating in the contest, evaluation contest. But even if you're not participating in the evaluation contest, let's say, you're going to definitely be a part of, if you've completed level 1, you're going to start evaluating level 1 speakers. So even on those lines also, this is a prep that you need to do prior to coming there and cooking up your evaluation, shelling out your dish. All right, so what is the prep? Try to have a list of good quotes and quotes which are inspirational. Okay, like a pencil needs to be sharpened, right? Every day, every time it's worn out, you need to sharpen it for it to come out and flow seamlessly on your paper. Similarly, speaking skills also have to be honed on a regular basis or have to be sharpened on a regular basis. This is something which you can relate with a quote. So always come with quote. Okay, have some quotes with you ready. No, always it's okay to have some quotes with you and use those quotes purposefully. Don't use those quotes without adding any value just because somebody said you have to use a quote. You can always talk about it from your point. You can always have your own quote to come in there, if it makes sense. All right. Now, adjectives, we all are used to the same adjectives when we introduce each other. Splendid, wonderful, beautiful, graceful, poised, vagera, vagera, right? I mean, many things like this. So try to come up with the synonyms of the regularly used adjectives. Okay. So if it is an online meeting, it's much more easier. So suppose you have something like genuine, you can always say, or somebody is generous with the in a story, then it's a benevolent person. Okay, somebody who's native, you could say indigenous person. So try to use synonyms instead of using the regular ones. Having said that, you don't have to have the entire thing, put up like a British presentation. No, we're looking at something which can be understood. All right. Then coming to similes and metaphors, under the weather, okay, or like light as a feather, or something like where you can carrying what is it called, throwing the weight around, where you're showing too much of ego, so much of attitude. Okay, so all these kind of negative, positive similes can be brought in there. Now this will also help you when these become the table topics in the table topics contest. Most of the times we don't understand how to comprehend a table topic because it's a quote, because it's a proverb, it's a saying. So a little bit of research. This is the homework every Toastmaster has to do. A little bit of research on similes and metaphors and their meanings and usage of them can add a lot of value. All right. Now watch YouTube videos. We cannot have every mentoring, every part of our evaluation mentoring happening physically with your mentor, right? So the best thing that you can do whenever you have time is to watch YouTube videos. Instead of watching TV and watching movies, I mean, have a slot during the weekend where you'll just be doing binge watching YouTube videos of excellent evaluators. All right. So make it a point. You might strike on somebody, you might like somebody's methodology of evaluation and you can mimic it. There's no problem. The style in which they have done it. Okay. Initially you mimic, then it becomes a practice, then you improvise it. That's how you grow. Some of us, right? So you could do a lot of binge watching of YouTube videos. And then please pick up evaluator slots. Don't run away from them. Speak from your heart. That will be a part of what I'm going to come to. So evaluator role is not where you're showing or throwing your power, or just because you're an evaluator doesn't mean that you're in a higher position. You are doing an evaluation of a speech. You're not doing an evaluation of a person. So there's nothing called power. There's nothing called I am great. There's only things like I have done this project. Somebody has evaluated me. So I'm one step above you with regards to this project because I have already received evaluation. That's the only thing. Because you received evaluation, that's also part of mentoring. You're trying to put forth that to this person. And when you speak from heart, whatever you felt, since you are the audience, what you felt is what you speak. So always pick up evaluation slots and do justice to it. Okay. Get your evaluation evaluated. Jaishankar always sends me a message immediately after he finishes his role, saying that please evaluate my role. So please get your roles evaluated. It's very important. Even one line coming from anybody, each of us, can add a lot of value to your role, to your evaluation. Okay, so that's the prep before you go. Now here, when you are in the show as an evaluator, these are again some beautiful tips and guidelines that you can use. So don't go there because somebody else said that, in an evaluation contest, you need to be talking in a manner that is going to totally create audience to be awed by you. No, you are not going there to awe the audience. You are going there to convince the judges that you have delivered the right kind of recommendations to the speaker you are evaluating. to the speaker's speech that you are evaluating. Okay, so your area of interest should be the judges and the judges' ballot sheet. If you're doing justice to that, you're coming up with the right always recommendations is going to hold a better sight, or you're going to get better visibility if you give strong recommendations. So work on that. How can I be different? How can I not do the common recommendations? If it's an emotional, do I have, yeah, if it's a very emotional, what is it called, storyline that's being told, you cannot tell him, you could have laughed at this place. It's ridiculous. So that particular presentation or speech cannot ask for these ingredients. But at the same time, if there's an emotion there and the person has not had a grave pause for us to, take it, absorb it, then yes, you can recommend. Tell them, you should have paused there for some time for it to sink into us, for us to relate to it, even before that you started to move. So keep it short and crisp, but do put in your point. Okay, so no whitewashing here. Okay, it's very clear. You're coming there with with words from your heart and your mind. Motivate, always motivate. There are a lot of evaluators whom I was just telling I don't invite anymore on stage into at least my club meetings, is because they start with a negative note. They always start with a negative note. So that is the negative note, the negative part of it, or rather the places where improvement can happen should always be covered, should be plastered. Okay, it should always be covered, or it should be always garnished properly so that you don't see that it's not cooked inside. So you have to come out with it. And as you're saying it, because of the garnish of the nuts that you've given, it should seem tasty. It should not seem pungent. And that motivate with right tone and language. Don't instruct. You should. What I would have expected. What I would have expected is fine still because it's you. But when you're trying to impose, it's wrong. Nobody, you can't impose, or you cannot say that your content should have been more having more punch. No, you're not going to talk about that, but you could say that it could have been organized in various steps. Okay, what I could have what I would have really loved to see or hear was this. Now recognize strength, personalize it. Please don't talk on behalf of the audience. Don't say what we saw today. No, you didn't go and delve into anybody's hearts and minds to say, what we saw today. You're going to say what I saw today, what I felt today, what I heard today. Those three words, those three feelings. Specific recommendations, please. Okay. Stage usage is important, but is it very important? Look at it in the last. Okay. If a person can stand in one place, but do a lot of action and just take you away, why do you need a stage performance there? It's not a dance, right? So look at what you are trying to recommend. Evaluate the speech, not the speaker. Golden rule. Never say, today I'm here to evaluate so and so person. No, you're there to evaluate somebody's speech. You don't even have to make a statement like that. Please don't waste time. You have just 2.5, 3. That's how it goes. So up to 2 minutes or 1 minute, you can just talk about, I'm going to get there also, how you're going to time yourself. Let not the speaker's aura influence. Wow, this person, we know him for quite some time. He's ex-district director, or he's something. Let not that come, even in your day-to-day evaluations at the club. Anita is going and doing a speech. She's a veteran, or Prasad is going and doing a speech. He always knows what he's putting for. Then no, everyone needs evaluation. Everyone has room for improvement. So please do mention to us very clearly where we went wrong. Okay, that's important. And that's how you grow as a speaker. Whenever you evaluate people, constantly evaluate people, even if they don't ask for it. Evaluate people in the sense their roles. That's what I mean. Contest criteria. Okay. Even before we go there, presenting the evaluation, opening 2 lines. Always you start with 2 lines, attention grabbing, 15 seconds. So it could be anything. Okay. What I saw today was a Shah Rukh Khan's movie in reality, in front of my eyes, without Shah Rukh Khan there. Something like that. Okay, so 15 seconds. How will people be moved from their gadget to the person on the stage who's evaluating? That's how you need to work on that. What will I say after this, listening to this speech, that everyone wants to now stop doing what they're doing and look at me? Okay. Attention grabbing. First, take your audience on your side. Then you talk. Analysis, your brief understanding. So recap. Don't go on and on saying, and a lot of people get misled by saying, even I was once upon a time there. Nobody wants to know your story. Okay. Including the speaker. Please tell the speaker what the speaker wants to hear. Nobody wants to know where you were, whether you had a similar experience. No. No, 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 not at all. Strengths. So content, presentation. These are the two areas that you're going to focus, right? So content-wise, what were the two strengths? Presentation-wise, what was the two strengths? You have to like move quick, quick, quick. But initially, it might not be seamless. It's okay. You can be point to point, point to point, point. As you start becoming seasoned Toastmaster, you will start learn how to, just move from one segment to another segment without any tension. Suggestions again. So you finished with the analysis, recapping and saying that it was a beautiful story. It had wonderful things. There's so much of connect, vagera, vagera. And then you move into strengths. You talk about content and delivery. So have that very clearly put in your paper. You'll be given 5 minutes. So just put content strengths, content weaknesses, presentation strengths, presentation weaknesses, 4 tabular columns, fill everything there. And then you come there and speak. And suggestions, if you don't have a quote, it's okay. If you don't have attention grabbing lines in the beginning, it's okay. But don't miss out on analysis, trends, suggestions. Okay. Summarize, always summarize. A recap of what you said is important. It cannot be given up because it's got 5 marks. So please be aware of this. 2 sentences, 20 seconds, just beyond red. So as soon as you hit red, you can see here how it's going. Max till green. This is a very important part. We can again do this. Opening 15 seconds, move on. Analysis 45 seconds. So 1 minute is done there. 2 minutes, your green is shown. So another 1 minute you have on talking about strengths and weakness, and strengths in both the categories, both the segments, content and presentation. Then you move into suggestions. Okay, when you see yellow. After which you move, because this you need to give more time, suggestions part. Okay, so you can mix opening, analysis and strengths all together and compliment the person. Go to suggestions at yellow or even before yellow, better still. Summarize as soon as you see red. As soon as you see red. To summarize, there's no other thing. Don't please add anything more. This is how you start your evaluation initially. Later, you'll know how to handle it even after seeing red. All right? Because 30 seconds is quite a time. Don't get worried. Okay, let's move quickly here. This is the contest criteria, the judges' ballot sheet. Opening analysis will have 40 marks. And I think contest chair, will you be doing a part of this? The judges' ballot sheet?
No, it's not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Opening, I'll just show you all the quickly the judges' ballot sheet for you to understand better. Yes, you can see it here. This is how the judges are going to have this sheet in their hand. So if you can see the analytical quality, how are you analyzing the entire speech? Are you putting it into the entertainment category, information category, or are you putting it into a category which is, something which is gripping, which is mysterious, which has got haunting thing? It could not have been having information. It could not actually have knowledge, but it could be something which is a story. So are you putting it in that category? If you're putting it in story category, you have to talk about characters. You have to talk about voice modulation because that's how a story is told. Grandmas used to tell stories related to a real-time life where it's happening. Recommendation. Recommendation should be positive, specific. If you're saying you could have done this more, you should tell them how. Don't just say you could have done that place, you could have actually done better. How? What is better? Specific. Even if you're giving one recommendation, give it thorough. How? So you could have gone here, you could have done this, you could have spoken out like this, you could have stopped, looked at people, and then moved in. Okay. Technique is very important. Technique, when you're evaluating, you can't be harsh. You need to be sensitive, sympathetic, motivating. So this is there. This is there. So always keep going back here and putting it. So you watch some good speeches and start evaluating them. Don't think that, okay, this is so and so speaker, this is Katani, this is Dhananjaya, so they will not have room for improvement. No, everyone is a speaker who has room for improvement. And that is why there is first, second, and third in a judge's sheet. All right. So please understand, everybody can be put in. So for somebody, he might be something great. For you, you might be able to find out those small nitty-gritties which can actually help the person become more sharp in his presentation. So please do work on yourself there. Summation is very important, concise, very, very crisp and encouraging. All right. So look at these points. 40 for analysis. Good points, everything comes in here. 40. Recap, good points, good quotes comes in here. Talk good every year. And analyze it. Okay, what kind? To me, your speech was a very highly informational speech. It had all the ingredients of technology, the do's and don'ts. Specifically, I loved this part. So this area analytical is going to talk about what you loved hearing, what you loved seeing. Recommendations, what you would love to hear, what you would love to see. Would, that becomes, future. And technique is, today you can just use the technique of first coming up with positive points, then the recommendations, and then again positive points. Sandwich the negative in between, negative instance, recommendation points. Summarize. Read, you see, summarize. All right. So that's how this particular evaluation goes. This is the first time most of you are trying. Nevertheless, first time can always be a learning curve for all of us. So with that, now I think, Prasad, now it's time for you to come, or I'm still lacking anything else. It's time for me to call the contest chair now. He's going to give you all the rules and the do's and don'ts. So quickly, let me call Toastmaster Prasad onto the stage. Let's give him a big round of thundering welcome. Prasad.
Thank you so much, Madam President, TTM Anita. Distinguished dignitaries, Toastmasters, and guests, a good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is my privilege to be your contest chair for this mock speech evaluation contest. So before we commence the contest, okay, I'd like to first just make a note of our the contestants. We have 4 contestants. Toastmaster Sindhu. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Maybe
Toastmaster
Shrikant
Jaishankar.
also would want to try. Shrikant also would want to try, no?
Sorry, I'm for the.
Okay, so I just thought, would you also want to try? Because you are also new.
I prefer not this time. I'm still learning from the all the basics now. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, Prasad. Go ahead,
I
please.
think he will be the timer, right? Shrikant, done. Okay. Toastmaster
Yes.
Sindhu, Toastmaster Jaishankar, Toastmaster Ronald, Toastmaster Rupesh. Like these 4, we have the contestants, or anyone more is there? I think.
By the way,
Yeah. Toastmaster Rajlakshmi, Kimberly is.
Prasad, I'm not the contestant today.
Why?
No, because I would be cutting short as I have to leave after some time.
All right. Yeah, Kimberly?
Toastmaster Kimberly?
Kimberly?
Nelson? So Prasad, who all it is?
Toastmaster Sindhu, Toastmaster Jaishankar, and Toastmaster Rupesh. What about Toastmaster Rajlakshmi?
Rajlakshmi?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Will you be a part of the evaluation contest?
Okay.
Okay. Good. So
Kimberly?
we have, yeah.
No? Kimberly and Nelson? Okay.
So we have 4, right?
Mm.
Yeah. I'll just do one like a quick randomizer. I had the names kept. Yeah. So the first speaker will be Toastmaster Rupesh. Second speaker will be Toastmaster Rajalakshmi. Third speaker Toastmaster Jaishankar, and fourth speaker Toastmaster Sindhu. Fine.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's move. Hi. Let's begin now. So before we commence the contest, please allow me to state the rules for the contest for the sake of our audience. The contest shall begin with a test speech of 5 to 7 minutes by the test speaker, and contestants may make their notes on a white paper as the test speaker is delivering the speech. And after the test speech is completed, all the contestants will be escorted by the sergeant at arms to the breakout room, and 5 minutes will be given to write their notes. Now, the timer will uh, accompany them to the breakout room and time the 5 minutes due duration, and all the contestants should keep their video and microphone on during the entire duration while they are in the breakout room. And once the contestants come for the speak, they have to pin the timer, or they have to ensure they see the timer. The speech evaluation will be for 3 minutes. The timing signals will be as follows. The green light will be turned on after 2 minutes and shall remain on. The amber light will be turned on after 2 minutes and 30 seconds and shall remain on. The red light will be turned on after 3 minutes and will remain on till the presentation is completed. There will be no indication given to the contestants if he or she exceeds the time limit. A contestant will be disqualified if the speech is less than 1 minute 30 seconds or more than 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So, do you have any questions?
Not from my side.
Okay. So, hearing none, so we shall now meet our contestants. Okay, please allow me to introduce the contestants in the speaking order as determined by the draw of lots. We have 4 contestants competing today. I will announce the names of the contestants, and they are requested to respond by switching on the camera and microphone and saying hello as his or her name is announced. Contestant number 1, Rupesh, Toastmaster Rupesh.
Good morning,
could
everyone.
They could rename themselves also a little bit, I think.
Yeah. I just rename as contestant 1, contestant 2, contestant 4. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Rajalakshmi.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Jaishankar.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Sindhu.
Hello.
Hi.
Now, To be eligible, a contestant must be a Toastmaster in good standing, in a club in good standing, and not to be a current district or international officer, nor have declared the intent to run for the district or the international office. So I confirm that all the contestants are eligible to compete. Audience, give a big round of applause to all the contestants. Now's the time to begin the contest. Contestants, are you ready?
Yes.
Members, are you ready?
Yes.
Zoom
Yes.
Master and other role players, are you ready? So since we don't have a chief judge, I give myself permission to begin the contest. So allow me to introduce the test speaker for today. Our test speaker for today is Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi Mohan. She's working as an IT support at FedEx. Yeah. Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi.
Good morning, my dear fellow Toastmasters and TM. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Can you just on your camera?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Good morning, all. It's a privilege to be part of this meeting. So here I'm going to share a very personal story of mine. Hope all of you can relate this story with yourself nowadays.
Fine, yeah. Okay. Shall we start? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll start now.
Can you just confirm that you can see the timer?
Timer, I can't
I
see.
think 1 minute.
In the timer.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, if the timer is going into the breakout room, we will need a timer outside, right?
Yeah. So that we can manage by ourselves. Time.
Oh, he's already remaining. So, okay.
Yeah. Can you see the timer now?
No, I can't see. Yeah, I can see, yes.
Yeah, here. Yeah.
Shall I pick the timer?
Yeah,
Now you can't
use the spotlight.
spotlight.
Okay, thanks.
So now it's time for the test speaker. Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. Fueling beliefs. Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi.
Good morning, all. Today, I wanted to share a very personal story of mine with you all, which you all can relate with yourself nowadays. Picture this. I was at home watching my favorite TV show, enjoying the snacks kept on the side. Suddenly, I felt thirsty. So I thought I will went to the kitchen and have some drink. Once I reached the kitchen, I saw a parrot in the balcony, a beautiful parrot with a white feather, red eyes, and with a pear. I completely admired the beauty. I came back to the hall and started watching the TV again. Wait. Suddenly, a thunder of thought came to my mind. Why do I went to the kitchen? Hope all of you can relate. This will happen to all of us at some point of time. What we call is brain fog. As you all know, this is very common in this fast-paced world. We'll be losing our mind and clarity. So when I shared my experience at this moment of distraction with my friend, my close friend, she is working as a teacher. She also told she is also experiencing the same with a little moment of distraction where she get lost and completely, and then come back with a sudden realization. I started to analyze this in my mind. Why is this happening? What should I do to overcome this? I started checking with my personal doctor. She told me nothing to worry, this is common. And she suggested 4 ways to overcome this, which is mindfulness, practice mindfulness, eat nutritious food, move when you are doing something, take a pause, move, and sleep. I tried to follow all this, but trust me, it didn't work. I again started to analyzing myself because this is the first time I was experiencing this, and I don't want that to get distracted in between doing something. I started analyzing. I communicated this with my parents, and they started laughing because they never experienced this. So I am getting some, not complete answers, some outlines. They are not used with their telephones, but it means mobile phones, which we are always, maybe we are tied to the mobile phones. So I started a proactive step. I cut down which we cannot completely cut down the social media because, as we all know, we didn't show up in the WhatsApp. People may think that we vanished. I started restricting the social media by cutting down the time for YouTube and other social media platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Instagram also. This one really helped me. As I cut down the social media timings, I am realizing that I am getting clarity in my thoughts. For this, there is one app in the phone which is called Digital Parenting and Wellbeing. This really helped me. So when I kept the timer like 20 minutes, when I am exceeding the time, it used to give me reminder. Sri Lakshmi, you are exceeding. Oh, then okay. We should restrict or we should stick on to our timings. And I stopped. I initially I struggled and I continue to follow the instruction based on this app. Trust me, this really worked. And I'm able to hit bed by 10:30. I'm getting a peaceful sleep, which is a dream for many. And I used to wake up at 6 a.m. with fully refreshed. Once I wake up, I started realizing the difference that many things I like I lost in the middle, and now I'm getting the clarity over those things. I started practicing yoga, which is like a heaven for me. The freshness is not only in my thoughts, it's in my mind, my body, and it started reflecting in my behavior to others as well. My husband was quietly noticing all these things. He started asking me, what did you do? What is happening? When I started changing, I can understand, I can realize that the atmosphere around me is also changing. I'm getting more time with my kids. I have 2 kids. My son is 8-year-old. My daughter is 4-year-old. So they really love the time which I spend with them. And in turn, I'm really happy that instead of shouting, instead of commanding, I'm getting more time with them, and which make my kids happy, which in turn makes me also happy. The next thing I noticed that I used to have an issue with my nails and hair, which I used to maintain very well, and in the middle I lost track. So I started following all these patterns. I can realize that all this coming back to me. Trust me, I'm started getting the beautiful nails, hair, and the peacefulness inside my mind. So in this journey against brain fog, I want to remind all of us that this is normal. This is normal that we lost focus, or we are getting distracted by our thoughts or whatever it is. But it's our belief that we have to trust, keep a trust in ourselves, and continue the journey. If you continue the journey, it will really help you to achieve your success in your work, in your home. Like me, I am very happy with the time, or I completely, even my husband also appreciated the change within me because of this battle, the realization I got from this battle. So I would encourage everybody to follow this and achieve success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, target speaker, for your speech. May I now request our Sergeant and Tom's teams to kindly escort the contestants to the breakout room with the help of the Zoom master.
Prasad, can we
Yeah.
do it here itself? After 5 minutes, I'll send them to the rooms.
After 5 minutes.
After 5 minutes, we'll send them to the room. Is it okay?
Yeah, fine. Okay. Then what? Yeah.
So we can
Oh, okay,
start.
fine. Yeah. So now, all the contestants, you can just start preparing your notes. Yeah. So you'll be given 5 minutes to prepare the your notes. Timer, please. This will start the timing now.
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, okay? Green, yellow, and red at 5.
Sure.
Contestants, please stop writing. I think your 5 minutes are over. Yeah.
So I will be sending, except the contestant number 1, I send everyone else.
Yeah. Contestant number 1, Toastmaster Rupesh, will be here in the room.
And we will send a WhatsApp message, Prasad.
Yeah, we'll just
the
send the
next
WhatsApp message to the contestants to like join back the room. So so, but in the actual contest, you have to ensure that you are away and unable to reach your mobile phones or any gadgets. Yeah, and your microphone and your camera have to be on always.
Okay, they're leaving now. So we have 3 contestants in the room. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can go ahead.
So now we have contestant number 1, Toastmaster Rupesh.
Am I audible?
Yeah. To just ensure you're audible and visible, kindly just repeat the test sentence. I evaluate to motivate.
I evaluate to motivate.
Yeah. Can you see the timer?
Yes, I can see the timing.
Yeah.
The timer knows it.
Spotlight.
Timer, please stay on video. 2, 2.5, 3.
Do I start?
So what is it? 2.5 minutes, is it?
2
2.5
for green.
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So contestant number 1, Toastmaster Rupesh. Toastmaster Rupesh, contestant number 1.
Good morning, contestant chair, Toastmasters, and my dear friends. Fueling beliefs. What a wonderful topics considering today's situations. What a way you started your speech by narrating your self-development story. I have 2 good points to narrate from what I heard from your story. First of all, the number 1 statement is that we could relate to your story. Like I said, in today's world, people lose belief, people lose focus on themselves. When you talked about the fact that you studied mindfulness, yoga, and other practices, nutrition practices, I was able to relate it to my story because I tried them all and I know the positive effect of it. You even went on to say that how it benefited your family, how you were able to spend time with your family members, and how, including, you were able to change your entire lifestyle by doing this. You also talked about how you limited your interest in social media apps, and I can relate it to my story as well because I have a habit tracker with me which I follow diligently, and I'm able to do many tasks with a certain success. So kudos to you for bringing out this perfect example of fueling self-belief. Number 2, you showed immense confidence. The confidence was evident in your speech. Number 3, the belief that you had were important and sorry, number 2 was your confidence was evident and you grabbed the attention of speakers. The not so good points where you are not looking at the screen. When in an online platform, you should have looked at the camera lens that's right on the top of the screen because that is where your audience look at you. If you don't look at the audience, I believe it distracts the audience. So I think you should have looked at the camera screen and then focused on your speech. And number 2 was you didn't have proper body language. I think it would have been better if you had stood up and delivered your speech. Of course, it's a fantastic speech, but it would have added value if you would have looked at the camera and if you would have stood and delivered your speech. Overall, to summarize, fueling self-belief is such a wonderful theme in today's life. Following mindful practices goes on a long way. Of course, these two not so good points which I told can be improved. Everybody has a chance to improve, and everybody improves by learning. Overall, it was a fantastic speech, and I wish you all the best with your mindfulness journey. Thank you. Over to you, contest chair.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rupesh. Now we'll just have 15 seconds silence. The actual contest, it will be a 1 minute silence for the judges to mark the ballot. So in the meantime, we will request the contestant number 2, Toastmaster Rajlakshmi, to join the main room. Yeah. Okay, so our contestant number 2 is Toastmaster Rajalakshmi. Toastmaster Rajalakshmi, to ensure your audio and video are on, kindly to repeat the test sentence. I evaluate to motivate.
I evaluate to motivate.
I confirm you are audible and visible. Yeah. Can you see the timer?
Yes.
Yeah. Contestant number 2, Toastmaster Rajalakshmi. Toastmaster Rajalakshmi, contestant number 2.
Good morning, everyone, contest chair and all the Toastmasters. First of all, I would like to thank so much to our target speaker, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, for delivering such a wonderful speech titled Fueling Beliefs. And the theme of today's speech, it was much needed in today's world as we all are dealing with n number of tasks at a time. I must say that you are so pleasant throughout your speech. You are keeping a smile and delivering it so pleasantly. And through that, you were able to grab the attention of the audience. Everyone was so attentive to the speeches and listening what you are going to deliver through your speech. And the words were coming, it was flowing back to back through words and sentences without any interruption. That also one of the main plus points which I felt through your speech. You have introduced the much needed, as I have mentioned, the brain fog and how to overcome. That was the main takeaways from today's your speech. That is the mindfulness, nutritious food, take a pause and sleep. So these are the reminders which you have delivered through your speech to the audience, which is very much helpful and thankful for the same. And you have also suggested the app, that is the digital parenting and well-being. There are so many people who would be looking for some solution for the same. So this app, I'm sure that this is going to be a much helpful for everyone, those who are looking for this sort of help for this. And also you have explained how others have commented the way you have changed through your consistent effort by listening to different aspects or following different things, how you have improved and overcome this brain fog. Thank you so much for delivering this. And I have some few suggestions for improving your speech. The first and foremost, what I have felt is about the eye contact. If you have delivered your speech by looking at the audience, it would have been much attentive. Most of the time, I felt you were looking upward or to the corner of the screen. And also another point which I have felt is the R counter, usage of R counter. There were the usage of I was multiple times, and also the voice modulation you could have improved because you brought so many characters like your kids, husband, mother, friends. So through that, if you could have made some voice modulation while having discussion with them, that would have been made your speech even more better. Overall, a great speech with a great theme and lot more takeaways. A few points like eye contact, counter, and voice modulation. If you could have taken care of those things, the speech would have been into a different or much more better. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity, and over to you, contest chair.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raj Lakshmi. We'll have a 15 seconds silence. So now, contestant number 3, Toastmaster Jayashankar. Yeah,
Believe in
Toastmaster.
yourself. Okay.
Wait, sorry. Toastmaster Jayashankar, to ensure that you are audible and you are visible, kindly repeat the test sentence. I evaluate to motivate.
Evaluate to motivate.
Yeah. Can you confirm you can see the timer?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Jayashankar. Toastmaster Jayashankar, contestant number 3.
Believe in yourself and focus on what you do. This will help you to fulfill your dreams. Good morning, contest chair and fellow Toastmasters. Toastmaster Srilakshmi has narrated her personal experience, which we all experienced during our lifetime, because as we are more addicted to phone and the social media. When she was narrating her story, most of us, I felt that it happened to me for several times. Some of the positive thing what I saw in the speech was she was very confident in her speech, and she kept the eye contact, which is very difficult when you do an online speech. She she has given her personal story, so which grabbed all the audience attentions, and it was for that reason we were with her in that story itself. And so in every speech there is something which you can improve. I have to say some of the point which I saw that where she can improve, and during the entire speech it was she used only one tune. There was a lot of chances for her to do different tune when she was talking to her parents, or when her husband asked her, how did you change? All this time she would have made a different tune, so that which will help us to understand more clearly. Since monotune will not will keep the audience attention, um, it would be better if you can change the tune there, as there was some opportunity. And the next thing, I feel like you would have started, it was like a storytelling you did, but you would have started your speech with a eye-catching quote or some question which would have draw the attention of the audience towards you. in a nutshell, I like your speech very much, and your eye contact, your confidence was very good, and you did a personal story. But I would say you can improve, you can change your voice, you can avoid the monotone, and also I will say the opening and closing, if you can use a certain quote, it will help you, or ask question, which will help you to draw the attention of the audience. With that note, over to you, contest chair.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jaishankar. We'll have a 15 seconds silence. Contestant number 4, Toastmasters Sindhu. Yeah. To ensure that your audio and video are on, kindly repeat the sentence. I evaluate to motivate.
I evaluate to motivate.
I confirm you are audible and visible. But can you see the timer? Timer is pinned.
Yes.
Okay. Contestant number 4, Toastmasters Sindhu. Toastmasters Sindhu, contestant number 4.
Refueling beliefs. I loved the personal story that Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi brought in. A personal story that I could relate. I liked the introduction of the characters, the 4 characters that Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi introduced. A journey from a concern, and throughout the story, as she narrated, we got a solution as well, which we all can implement in our lives. As you narrated and as you were introducing the characters, we all could picture ourselves in our homes and the times that we go through this brain fog. What I would like you to improve on, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, is as you started off the story, I would have loved to hear it something like this. It was a Saturday evening, I was relaxed, and I was watching a TV, and I wanted to have a coffee. And I got up and went to the kitchen, and there I saw this parrot, and I forgot everything else, and I started admiring, and I came back. I heard you say that I am going to narrate a personal story. That could have been avoided by introducing your stories with something like this. Again, as you introduced the 4 characters, I saw the characters. There was a friend, a parrot, a doctor, your parents, your husband, and your children. So if we could limit the number of characters to maybe 2 or max 3, that would give a focus. The title of the message, Refueling Beliefs, I did not hear it during your speech. If there was an introduction in the beginning of your title, and then again coming to the close, if you had reiterated that refueling beliefs, your speech would have made much more impact. Avoid words like trust me. We believe that in your speech as a Toastmaster, everything that you speak, we trust and you are being honest. So we need not reiterate that trust me words or honestly words. So to summarize, I loved the personal story that you brought in, the characters that you introduced, the problem that you had and the solution that you found, that we as the audience could implement in our lives, with the suggestion that limit the characters to 2 or 3 when you are narrating a story. Introduce the story or introduce your speech, the first 30 seconds of your speech, which is very important. Captivate the audience by starting off with the way I had suggested, and by ending it by reiterating your speech title. Your speech would go to the next level. All the best, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. Over to you, Contest Chair.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sindhu. Now we will have a 30 seconds silence. Can I request all the contestants to just on the camera for a group photo? Toastmaster group by Shukman. Audience, can we give our contestants a round of applause? So this concludes the mock contest, and I hereby adjourn the mock speech evaluation contest for Newstart Toastmaster Club for 2024-25 is adjourned. Toastmasters and guests, thank you for your support. Over to you, Madam President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prasad. Let's give him a big round of thanks and appreciation. It can't be anybody but Prasad who can conduct it in a very professional manner, because he is an expert in conducting contests. And I think that is what, you get transformed into. I saw a very well structured contest happening today, though it's a mock contest, all thanks to the contest chair. And I knew I had the belief that he's going to really take it to that extent. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prasad. I kind of felt that, that kind of gripping moments as it's a real contest. So thank you for making it so realistic, though it's a mock contest. I think most of us agree with what I mentioned here. So thanks once again. And now it's time for us for the most important part of today's mock contest, which is evaluation of the evaluations. Okay, so I would invite Toastmaster Paramjit Singh ji, our Area 3 Director. And partly I will also be calling in Toastmaster Prasad, if at all he's heard a little bit, Toastmaster Rupesh, Toastmaster Raju Lakshmi also, of what they've heard after they've come in. Thankfully, they were the first 2 contestants. So we will be hearing from them as well. So to begin with, Toastmaster Paramjit Singh ji, we've heard Toastmaster Rupesh's speech, evaluation.
Yeah.
Now, I would like you to comment on, of course, looking at the ballot sheet, we have the 4 segments, arts, ARTS, which is analysis, the analytical part,
Yeah.
recommendations, and techniques and summary. Now, probably you could speak about the opening and the closure to begin with, and then we'll move to myself to talk a little bit about it.
Toastmaster Rupesh. He's he started very well. In the very beginning, he talked about what was like it's inspiring and motivational story. He talked about that. He grabbed the intention of the people in the beginning of I think I will say about the judges. The only thing what is required is if you could have you even from the same points, what you can relate in the very beginning, what main points were spoken about. You can, even if you don't have a quote, you can start like thank you very much for inspiring and motivational story about yourself. These openings, if you, because sometimes it's not very easy to quote. I generally do whatever I do is I generally take the points from the speaker and I reiterate them and always say that this is something which is, I never say like it's a good it was good speech or awesome speech. Always start something different. That is what he could have done it. Now for the closing part, I think he was, I think in the last stages, he was not having much time. And he started to talk about summary. You're talking about for the evaluation part of it, Toastmaster Anita, or you want for the evaluation only? Or for the speakers?
For the contest. For the contest, you can do whatever you want to do to Toastmasters Rupesh's evaluation. You can put in everything. We'll time you. It's going to be 1 minute and then 30 seconds.
So he like for the summary, as you have said, like you should have enough time to do the summary, and in the summary, you should be very concise. What is to be done? No need to talk about the analysis part of it. Like analysis means about what was said. It is to be done only on the basis of what you observed and what improvements are required. That's only thing you should be adding in the summary, so that you do the closing. And in the last, I think I read you said that can be improved. No, like if you add on these points into your speech, you will become a star speaker. Or you will. Sometimes we also say, you will. I'm listening. I'm looking for another speech. Nothing like this. The best thing is you will become a star speaker. You will become proud for your club. No need to say like what you said in the like the things can be improved. That will be much better if you add on at the last this one. Yeah. Over to you, Nida.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Paramjit. Can we have the timer be more conscious about the timing here? You can just give us 1 and 1 minute red and give us 30 seconds grace. That would be good. I'm just giving this to the timer because I think timer didn't get the rule. Shrikant?
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't grab that rule actually. I didn't know. I mean, I've been tracking on the analysis part and evaluation part. I didn't track it.
No, I mean, you can, or you want you can just do a 1 minute red for us to get conscious about the time. That's it. That's nothing imposing. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Paramjit. Now we just to give a quick recap of what I have understood from Toastmaster Rupesh's evaluation over here is that initially when we start off the evaluation in a contest, the decorum that we follow is we greet the contest chair. So never to forget that. So the traditional format is that thank you contest chair or contest chair, and then you start off good morning, and then you start off your thing. You did start by complimenting what a wonderful way to speak, but then again you went into a personal story which I was talking about. When you have a very crisp 2.5, 3 minutes, you don't really have to delve into comparing it with what happened in your personal life because you are running short of giving that person's speech more insight. So ideally, I would say don't talk about what apps you have, don't talk about what your personal experience is at this juncture. You could always do it behind the scenes. You could just start off by being very crisp and clear. You said it's relatable. You mentioned the instances. You said you could find these things relatable, and you also said that there was a lot of recap happening on the story part of the speaker, the speech. Instead, you could have cut that down because, as I told you, 45 seconds to 1 minute is what you should look at. Now, then the other thing which should not be used is not so good points. There's nothing like good points, bad points. It's like the way you frame it. So the coining of it. So you could just say, what could have made this better, or what could have been done better, like Paranjit Sarji already said. So that could be, the screen, the camera lens, and body language. Now, you did summarize whatever you said thoroughly. So I looked at it from that point of view, and I said, yeah. The thing is, when you talk about body language and voice modulation, you need to say how that can be implemented. A little thing about probably, you had characters, or you were doing a self-thought. When you're doing a self-thought, you could always talk loud. So you could have mentioned that. So that's the only part. And one more very vital thing is every speech needs to have a message. So your recommendations can always carry this part also, saying that every speech needs to have a message and not recommendations, sorry, strong points. And your speech had this message that I could take home today. So you could take home today. So always say what the speech that you have, what is the message that you have inferred from the speaker's information. So that's the only thing from my end. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rupesh. And I thought today Toastmaster Rupesh was in a hurry, because otherwise he's a person who's very, very crisp and clear about his evaluation. So nevertheless, we do have our bad days. So we move on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Raju Lakshmi. Toastmaster Paranjit Singh ji, your time.
I talk about beginning, or you want to talk about the whole speech, or and whole evaluation? Okay. So Raj Lakshmi, the first thing Raj Lakshmi did was very good. She, of course, greeted everyone, and I think contest chair, of course, she didn't talk. But I think I didn't hear that, and she gave a very good analysis of the whole speech, not only about what was there and what were the tools she used, like mindful message, sleep, good, even if talk about the app. These all things were very good analysis. The only thing which generally what we say is like after the analysis of the speech, we generally say like these are the points which really I loved, or I these are the points which really stood out for you. And then you mentioned two major points. Like that was a good point, and you can give the examples also. Like the advantage of giving example is that it goes for person who is speaking about. Like you said about you talk about good points, but means not good points. You just started after that. After analysis, you started doing giving the recommendations, and the recommendation was, of course, eye contact. You talked about that, and voice modulation. For voice modulation also, it's always best to give one example, like one, I think somebody else was saying, one of the dialogue you take out and tell that how to do it. When you do it with the example, it really helps the person. And in the summary, you have taken care. No need to say like you have taken care. You just in the summary also. I think, as what I remember, you talked about the story about what was in the story. Summary means finished. These are two good points, or this is what is you are good at. Add on these, and this will add value to your speaking. So no need to talk about what happened in between. I think you did very good evaluation for that time. The only and for the eye contact also, you can show, of course, how to do it, or raise your camera up. That's the only thing. Over to you, Nita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paranjit. Quickly, Toastmaster Rajalakshmi, I love the way you started your entire evaluation. You just put in all the ingredients that you felt were good initially, all the nice things happening, the pleasant smile, and how it was relatable, and you loved the app and the suggestions. And you also told us the takeaways from the speech, which is a very vital thing. What is the message? So that is beautiful. And what could have been a little changed, what could be little changes, you should never say an imposing line like you could have. Okay. So instead of saying you could have, what I would have loved to say. It's always I. It's not necessary somebody has to change. Your suggestions were eye contact, R counter, and voice modulation. I would always say instead of okay, R counter, eye contact is fine. But when it comes to voice modulation, always say where and why should she do a voice modulation. Okay, if you would have done this, it would have had an extremely greater effect. We could have visualized it better. So that's how you could suggest when you are giving a recommendation. So otherwise, I think your summary and your beginning was extremely good. Somewhere down the line, I come to where none of you all spoke about how the title is connected except one person. So the title is also very important to the speech. Okay, it's the dress worn by the speech. So please do mention about it, how relevant it is. Though you will just mention the title, but whether it's relevant to the speech or not is something which you can mention. So apart from that, it was beautiful. We'll move back to Toastmaster Paramjit Singh Ji for Toastmaster Jaishankar.
Toastmaster Jayashankar. He's the one who started with a quote, as I think got a good. He learned, I think, learned your class very well, and he did it that way, and that's good. Another thing which I liked from him was like most of the time we say it is your personal story. He talked about his personal experience. That was something good. Like generally we talk about personal. That word was good. Of course, I think it may be his third or fourth evaluation, or maybe second or third evaluation. Seeing that evaluation, like he is like okay, little hesitant to speak about it, but in fact, actually, whatever he spoke, it was good. Only thing is use of good words was only thing which was missing. And like he talked about confidence and attention in the story, and he said every speech can improve. Most of the time, we all say this word. Every speech can improve. Most of the Toastmasters say. So generally, I say the things which you can add on, which add value to your speeches, or these are the point you can add on to you. These are the only thing. What you had missing was a good words of use. But the points were very fine. And I think you talked. Didn't nobody? Of course, you talked about tone. I catch. I catching quote tone. Of course, tone again. My mentor, he always tell there are two things which was good in her speech was she gave evidence of what she did. We not on like whatever she did, she gave evidence that after everything what happened to her. And the same way the evaluator has to give evidence as well as example also, that this is the example. And summarize, I think it was very difficult at the last to do a summary. Summarize the things, take the time for summary, because that of course give 15 marks, but that is very important because judges will remember that at the last moment what you said. So keep that in mind. It was a good only thing is just add on good words. I was also like you, I'm not very good in English, so later on slowly I have improved upon it, but I was also like you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paramjit. Many points, very valid points covered there. Just to add into what he has mentioned, yes, you did say you should try different tones. Whenever an evaluator is saying try something, please tell the speaker why they have to try it, okay, and how they have to do it. So both are very important. That's what I mentioned, when, why, and how. So when, at what juncture she should try a tone. I think you did mention when, but then you didn't tell us why. Why should there be not a monotonous tone, but different tones happening? And you could have enacted. You always told me that we need to put that enacting part, and you are not very good at it in your speeches. So that you could have brought it here, saying that you should keep trying how to enact people. Okay, make it a practice so that it's easy for you to get into the dress of your husband, get into the dress of your child, or the way you looked at the bird and got awed, just kept looking like that. So you have to take us to that scene where, that's what I mean, an evaluator has to talk like that. You have to take us to a scene where the bird is perched there on the railing or what, on the branch, and you just kept looking at that bird. So talk in that enhancing tone so that everybody understands and the speaker gets the gist of it. And I love that in a nutshell, just went about saying what all to do. Everything was done very well. It's just that the techniques and the usage of the correct recommendations at the point, how, why, to enhance the speech is where you need to put. It's the spicing that is needed, not the ingredients. Ingredients were all there in your evaluation, just like Toastmaster Paranjit had put in very well. So we'll work on that continuously. Back to you, Toastmaster Paranjit, for the last evaluator.
Toastmaster Sindhu. Yeah, that is the grab. She grabbed the attention of the judges in the very beginning when she talked about the person's story, and the way she said that was very good. Like, we should ask questions, or we start from different way. It's not always good to start like, I'm going to tell you a story. There can be a rhetorical question, or like on the belief, or anything. That was very, very well, you catched it very well, and this will help the speaker Rajlashri Lakshmi, that always start with something and then you relate that story with that particular opening. That is something very, 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 very well done, very good done. And of course, you talked about different and analyze very well about you could relate with the solution, the her and the solution in her life, and picture you could find the picture what you were having in mind. Now, start of the speech, but very good. And you talked about characters, of course, 4 characters, and you talked like it could be had less characters. I think that's that generally that doesn't matter much. The only thing is if the people can be engaging with the person, if they're already engaged. You could have talked more because you did very good analytical. You did a critical evaluation. You could have also talked about that. I'm not saying what you did very well, but I'm saying transitions and the story, like all 4 characters, how they were brought into the picture slowly. And of course, you talked about the refueling the speech. The title was not there. See, most of the time, if you spend time on these things, you will missing the major point. Like what was the theme of the title of the speech. Spend time on more on what was done there, what was done, what you saw, what you heard, and what can be improved. Because these things, these are not going to add value to what you like for the valuation. The other thing which you did in the summary, you did very well. You talked about 2 good points, and you recommend also. And again, you put in between the analysis of the speech, what she said, what that is not required. Otherwise, and overall, I think your evaluation was very like a very critical. I will call it critical evaluation. Critical means you went in deep into the critics, like what is required. That you have that eye of a evaluator which can go deep into it. I think that is very great. Over to you.
Definitely, I totally agree with Toastmaster Paramjit's verdict on this. Sindhu, I love the way you started the evaluation by saying you took it on yourself by saying, I love the personal story and the introduction to the characters. And when you mentioned introduction to the characters over there, because you have 1 good minute to talk about it, you could say, the way you have introduced so and so, because I thought personally, from my point of view, she lacked introduction of characters in her speech. So you could have told us how the introduction of the characters, where at least a couple of characters, was performed. Okay, if you're at all you're doing that. And then also you could use something like journey from fog to clarity. If you're using, words wherein whatever has struck you, her speech was all about how a fog mind could be could be cleared by mindfulness. So you could just say, I love the way you took us from the journey, relating it to that any particular metaphor. Then I love the way you said, it was a Saturday morning. You tried to picturize it. You did a storyboarding over there for us to tell her how this could have been done better. Now, when you're trying to recommend something to somebody, please, or as I said before also, tell the speaker why you're trying to recommend this. Okay, you're trying to picturize so that we can visualize the situation better, right? So when you're trying to tell the speaker that you could have started it like this, I would have loved to hear you starting like this. Why should she start like this and not the way that she started? Is something you have to mention over there. So you could say, because picturization will lead to our visualization. So you need to take us there, keep us there, and then bring us back to the meeting. So that's what is the importance that you have to mention. And so that why, when, actually it's when, why, how. All the time you have to mention. When did that person do this particular thing that you're mentioning about? Why you are giving this tip to her? or suggestion, and how this tip or suggestion can be implemented. All this from the evaluator, it should come. It will not come from anywhere else. Okay. So if you're suggesting something, tell the speaker why you're suggesting and how it can be executed. Now, was there a confusion in the title? What is the title? If I'm not mistaken, the title is Fueling Your Belief. What is the title? Fueling Beliefs.
beliefs. Yeah.
Fueling Beliefs.
Yeah.
So was it changed to refueling by any chance? Somewhere? I don't know. So look into that. Yes, definitely the title didn't hold great correlation with the speech, because the speaker has to include the title into this. So normally when we write, you could always suggest, when you write your speech, leave either you start with title and then develop your speech, or if you don't know the title, keep it aside, develop your speech on a message and then add the title to it. Okay, so that could be the valid point you could make over there. And yes, she did a wonderful job, Toastmaster Sindhu, by mentioning that you need to come back to the title in your end. When you're completing your speech, you need to come back to your title, which is very, very important. And she did mention about that. Limiting the characters also she mentioned. But why did you want her to limit is something which you could have also added. Limit so that you can give more room or more space to the characters to develop, to the existing characters to develop in a better scale. So instead of having so many people coming in, have only a friend, have a conversation with the friend, so that you have room for voice modulation. Having said that, I think it was a wonderful evaluation from Toastmaster Sindhu. But again, Toastmaster Sindhu, you developed a lot of your evaluation, as Toastmaster Paranjit rightly mentioned, in the summary part. Do it in the recommendation part. Your recommendations came in the summary part. I thought you were almost ending when it started to build up. So try to push it up and then summarize it. Summarize it's very important, but can be very to the point and mandatory. It's that. So I think with that, we come to the end of the evaluation of this. Nevertheless, is there anything that Toastmaster Rupesh and Toastmaster Rajalakshmi would want to put in here? Also, Toastmaster Prasad, we could have quickly, we do have 3 minutes. We'll not have anything else except adjourning this meeting. We could have two points from each of you, because it's a value add meeting. So can we have Toastmaster Rupesh to begin with? What do you think were the elements that you missed to see in the subsequent evaluations on a generic note?
I mean, how important is standing and delivering? Because even in some other meetings, I see people sitting and speaking actually. I mean, is it space constraint, or is it that they don't want to stand and deliver because of any particular reason? Why? I mean, in contest, when it comes to contest, it is important to stand and deliver, right? So, like, how important it is? Like,
Valid point, very valid point. I think all of us have to practice this, including, the regular role players also. That's how we actually become very comfortable standing in front of any camera, real or virtual. I think, yes, it is very important. If you don't stand, your hands don't open, your gestures don't fall in place. I think we need to do that. Yes, including the speaker. The speaker sat, so everybody sat. So that's something which he did mention, but you should throw, when you're mentioning something, you do it and show it to them. Like, if you have stood and you have mentioned, oh, wow, look at that beautiful bird. Oh my God, why did I come here? So this is what, the direct speech happens only when you stand. When you're sitting, the direct speech cannot happen. So the direct speech is what adds a lot of spice to the garnish to your speech. Thank you, Toastmaster Rupesh. It's a valid point. Toastmaster Rajalakshmi.
Yeah, while listening Toastmaster Jayashankar's evaluation, I felt like, I don't know, it's correct or means I felt like he stuck up in between, like he was recollecting. So is it because we have 5 minutes to have the evaluation notes? So do we need to focus on writing the bullet points, or write the whole evaluation and try it out? Or what is your suggestion on that?
Maybe Toastmaster Paramjit Singh will tell you about it.
I will, when I started, I'll tell you one of the biggest mistake I made in the contest, because I was just very new to Toastmasters. I said, you have not met the objective of the project speech. I still remember that, because there is no project speech. I was just heard one or two evaluation and I went into it. What
Yeah,
Jayashankar was doing, I think, he is just beginning for the evaluation. After that, I thought of not to do evaluations. But later on, I understood that the best way is to learn yourself also is to evaluate. I think what you said is 5 minutes is very less to write down the whole speech. So better to write a bullet point in the contest. But in normal condition, what I do is I write the whole. Even when you are talking about, if I have to deliver now evaluation, I will write down the whole thing. But over there, if you have, but only thing is, once you start giving evaluations, lot of evaluations, then that flow will come. Even I was like this. Now I'll give one idea to Jayashankar or for anyone over here, which I tried and I am very successful because of that. There are great evaluators all over the world. So what I do is I go to YouTube, I listen to a speech which was evaluated by somebody else later on. I do my evaluation and then I listen to the evaluation. My mentor told me, you do 30 speeches like this. Means 30 speeches I did. I went on the YouTube, I listened the speech, I made my evaluation. My points were okay, but my vocabulary was not very good. What other people are using. So I got small, little vocabulary from there. And maybe sometime I was also wrong in my evaluation. Also not wrong, means I was not a critical thinking that way. So if you want, because one thing very good for any contestant and for any evaluator is you are the product of your last evaluator. So here we are not to help Sri Lakshmi to just evaluate. Basically, we want to help her to improve on herself. That is for her and for everyone over here. So we do our evaluations first, best thing, and then now for our club, I will tell you, I was going to do for the Rupesh, but unfortunately time is not there. We send after every evaluation, like you did evaluation for me today in the club, we send one self-evaluation form. In that self-evaluation form, what we ask people, how did you feel your evaluation was? What can you improve on your evaluation? We send them back to them also, for the evaluators also, so that they understand that where they can improve. Yesterday, I got one. It's a very elaborated one, and you understand them slowly. And I think Jayashankar, I have answered for you, but I'm adding on for everyone, so that how can we become better speakers by doing evaluation of others. So that is how is done. I think Nitaji, that's okay. That answers Mr. Jayashankar. Lakshmi.
Yeah, to a great extent. One thing I would just say is practice writing manually every day instead of typing, because this motor skills have to be developed. Please do write and keep a minute timing for yourselves and write it. So you have 7 minutes, right, when the speaker is happening. So you have to be a good listener and a writer, very fast writer. As Paramjit has rightly mentioned, I also write the entire thing. I don't have that, flawless memory. So I do write it. I write everything in my own shorthand. So I finish that, and then that, because I've written it, the whole thing, it stays in my mind. So when I have those 5 minutes that are given to me, that is when I put in my stuff. I put in my stuff like what was the best part of it, where recommendations can happen, and the summary or the best quotes. So this is how it comes. So I think this is a drill that you need to keep doing. Yep. So Prasad, any suggestions from your end, any recommendations or any requests?
Yeah, I think most of the thing points are already been covered by you and Paramjit ji. Just like main, as we felt was like when you are uh, uh, mm, doing an the evaluation of an speech, which is like a store, which is a store is, so it's better to, like, if you think that this voice modulation was missing. So So it's always better when you give recommendation to you show some examples. Like if you are speaking about a child and a mother, so show like that kind of an conversational. So that will stuck more with the this thing with the judges. And then yes, like the evaluation is also like and this is structured this one speech, so that you should always make a point that you have a proper opening, and then that should have a proper closing also. And then like these recommendations and this commendation and recommendation, these two should come in like like the judges should feel that okay, this is like recommendation 1, recommendation 2, and like this is a commendation 1 and 2. Like that should not be like jingle. Sometimes it happens we start to say, oh, you had a great speech, but then you should have made these changes. Then you again say, but your voice modulation was good. So don't mix up that thing. That's the point I have from my end. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think, yes, there is some clarity that is needed when you're going. You have to be very organized. This can happen only with practice. So we
Yes.
could do some practice sessions in between where we don't have any speech except one speech and a lot of evaluations. Evaluation is mandatory for you to become a perfect speaker. So we should do more of evaluations than speeches, frankly, if you ask me. That's how it is. So please, let's see how we can, for every 3 meetings, we can have one evaluation contest like this, where each of us are time bound and we come up with evaluations and we are forced to evaluate. But prep is important. Prepping is very important. So on that note, I think we've almost completed the most essential part of today's meeting. Thanks to everyone who's put in efforts today to make it, especially our area director, who's always been there for us. Thank you, sir. Your inputs are very valid. He comes with experience from different countries, like, attending different meetings in different countries, different nationalities. So that is the reason I always want him to be on this platform, because his insight is very, very important to us. So I hope you enjoyed today's meeting, Toastmaster Paramjit.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I think when I thought like Newstart Club, I always come to the club. I thought how many evaluators will be there and will there be any evaluators? But I'm really happy to see doing very well, everyone doing very well. And I learned also from everyone, like everybody has his own critical thinking. So when we listen to other evaluators, we certainly get few new points, right? That's very fine. I think that's really, really good meeting. And I hope everybody must have got some feedback for like improvement, some food for thought, and it will help them, everyone to grow as an evaluator, as a speaker also.
Totally, totally. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Paramjit, and thank you everyone. Toastmaster Rupesh, Rajalakshmi, for your inputs that were added later. Thank you, Sindhu, for joining in. We're hoping to see you soon as a member in our club. And thank you, Kimberly, for being an ardent listener. Thank you, Jaishankar, for everything that you've done. And Sri Lakshmi, Toastmaster, thank you so much for the morning message. This is something which I'm going to hold very valuable. The fogging that happens, it's a very natural thing. I'm going to be more mindful about it. Be more nutritious, have more nutritious intake of not just food, but also thoughts from others. So on that note, with the power vested in me as the president of Newstart Toastmasters, I declare meeting number 125 adjourned. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
See you
you.
all.
Thank you. Thank you.
All the best.
you.
Diwali continues.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Diwali
Bye.
continues.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
The enriching
Thank you.
experience.
Hey, everyone.